everyone. Hi everyone. So I figured out that we have our own grid system of shape formations here on Earth, and it's geometry. We call it geometry, and I also discovered a lot more. The tree of life. Look at this one. Sacred geometry, tree of life, right there. Right there, tree of life. So imagine everything we could build with just this formula here. And basically, what is happening is we're sharing information and shape formation of whatever planet we are residing within. And there's so many out there. So we would just have to take the time to create the system, the grid system, and come up with different shapes. This looks like ours here. But this one here is Tree of Life. I thought it was a seed. Oh yeah, it's seed geometry, which probably correlates or whatever with the Tree of Life, but it's not the one. Well, it is right here though. And you guys can see the little flowers right there, right here. They're everywhere. They even group up. So just imagine if you guys were to do some geometry shapes with this. And I can see a flower. If, you know, ours is like this. Um, and then there's like something like this, right? And this is how we build the triangle. Right. So, see this here will go up right here. This one will go up in the center. And this one over here will go up in the center. Therefore, building a three-dimensional triangle. So we have to think about it this as the three-dimensional as well. And here, that's the first one, the center one there. So we have to look at this from a side view. And what we will discover is this being like a triangle. And it will be a perfect circle. So the base of it will be a circle. The the pointy thing will be like a pyramid, and this is how it will get divided equally. Right there. Because what happens on one side has to happen on the other side. Um, like everything else, our faces, any other object, um, screenshots. And there's a lot of stuff here. Like, look at this one. This one is of the earth that we are in. Just look at the earth right there. The geometry grid, projection. You know how people theorize that the world is flat? Other people theorize that it's round. They're probably both correct. It's just the way that we want to process that information. Here, these are probably shared shape shapes from element shapes. No, yeah, element shapes from a different planet, and that basically, like in the crop circles, there's little things like this. They're helping us, and they're sharing information with us about their planet and the things that we can build. Just like we can build with our simple elements and uh, element formation, like crystals and rocks and stuff like that. Um, I mean, I don't really understand everything, and some of this stuff is complicated, but even here we see it here and in the center. So it would be like, how would we bring that out to create like a, you know, a 3D object? And obviously it will be right here. That will create a triangle of a different shape. So it won't be like our triangle, like this. This one in particular will be round, it will have something like this, and it'll do the same thing on this side, and that will be repeated on each side. So therefore, their formation and the crystallization formations elements in their planet are different in shape. So they probably look super cool. Because ours, we also have squares, right? Like this. And a lot of shapes are created this way. A lot of formation. Diamonds are like this, right? Kind of like a triangle, but not really. Um, anyway, so there's that. Um, well, those possibilities. I'll take a picture of this one since I worked on it. Um, okay, and then let's explore further. What else do we see here? We see this other like origami looking shape. Look at this. Like that. So basically, instead of okay, so it'll be round, and it'll have this round thing, and it'll come down, but it will also have like this indentation there or something, and the same will be true over here. So it will have like this different type of you know, unique and peculiar um like dimension right here, like a cut or something, like a unique shape, which is derived from this here, which is there in this little diagram drawing that I did, whatever this drawing. So we are communicating and sharing information with each other. I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff though, like on this, and it can even get more complicated. I just don't really see a lot of the formations here, and I don't know how they connect or how they um how they can be, drawn out. Maybe because we're of the earth and we're so accustomed to our patterns and our shapes. But there's a bunch of them. I was looking at a bunch of different 2D shapes. This one is called the Archangel Metatron Sacred Geometry. Look at that. And this one's a screenshot from Pinterest. Um, and this one right here that I just pulled up. And look at this. Look at all this right here. It looks kind of complicated, but at the same time, it looks like our own here on Earth because it has circles. I see, the triangles. I see the circles. Um, you know, this other shape, I forget what it's called. I see the six-pointed star there. So that doesn't really interest me right now because a lot of those shapes are already here on Earth. So that doesn't really spark an interest in um, my mind and research right now because I'm trying to find more unique patterns. So, okay, so there's that one. And then notice here, layer one, everyone. So there's layer one, right? Like the other one we seen, okay, the other one, let me refer to that. Well, it is that one, but right here. This is layer one, right here. This is layer one, right? Layer one. And, so that's layer one, and it creates this shape over here. And I have the name for that, and it's right here. Fombicuboctahedron. Okay, so we have to look at it from the same perspective here. So right here we have stage one, and then over here we have stage two. And that pattern can be repeated over and over and over and over and over. And I don't know if this one was made by humans or if it was a shared crop design. But let's look into this one. So in stage one, we have 4 circles here. In stage 2, layer 2, we have them. It appears like they go from here and they grow out this way. And then there's one right here. No, wait, sorry. So this could be a little bit confusing, honestly. Okay, so it's the opposite. So this one here, over here will affect this one over here. The same is true for every other side. This one over here will affect the opposite one, which is over here. This one over here will affect the opposite side of this one, so it'll be over here. And then it connects like that. Do you guys see that? So it's some form of chemical development and structure, like crystal formation and other element formations here on Earth, like similarly to those found here on Earth. Okay? So there's obviously something else going on in a different formation, and that's all it is. It's not something confusing and, you know, where we can't figure it out. Oh shoot. So you guys can see it here now, right? Boom, right there. Let's get the blue. Let's get the red. And let's get the orange. See that? That's stage 2. And we basically would have to just look at a bunch of different possibilities and scenarios in this to really, you know, point out a bunch of stuff, you know. But there's so many out there. Oh shoot, what the freak? Oh, that almost ruined my image. I mean, my photo here. I mean, my video. Because, my God. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyways, let's look at this Tree of Life one. I didn't really want to look at it because even ours here on Earth, there's the geometry is already there, so I don't really have to look into that. But I did create a layer system to specify and build these shapes through the internet by just printing them out, and we can share them without having to build them ourselves. Even on the internet, it would just be printed out, and it can actually build that shape and stuff like that. So with this, now I can explore, and here we have, it looks like the center here, another layer, and it gets bigger and bigger, more well, not complicated, it's just repetitive. And we just have to spend a lot of time getting to know this this geometry, no, what is that word, fucking, with that has to do with this stuff. Geometry. Okay. So this has its own geometry. Okay. So where are the circles down here in this level? And they are there. Everything's there. And remember, we have to think outside the box. We can't think just inside the box. Just like the geometry shapes here on Earth. And the system that we can easily play with and experiment and create any shape. So, likewise with this, we need to be able to think outside the box, and we have to. It looks like they already provided a lot of the outlines, but they're not permanent. Like here, for instance, I can choose a different color. There's a circle. So we don't have to focus on that circle. Here, we have this thing here, and then it repeats itself. It gets bigger and bigger. Layer 2, layer 3, and so on, so forth. And where? Wait, what the hell? Whoa. So it appears to me like it splits up, and it does. Whoa. So here, the orange, we have the orange over here. See how it continues this way now? So it splits up, and so that there's 2 oranges now. Let's choose a different color. That's a little bit too thick there. So I'm trying to get it at the right. Okay, that's good. Okay. So what we see here and over here in the center section here of the center of this graph, it's repeated over here, boom, and then over here, boom. So what is happening is that is getting divided there, and this is actually layer 1 right here, not in there. So layer 1 will be within the pink stuff, and obviously I'm not doing a perfect job of that, but whatever. So let me start all over here. So the confinements of layer 1, Well, there is no confinements, is there? Holy shit. I see some fucking crazy shit, you guys. This one right here is fucking badass. Okay, so what we see here is actually right here. And this is level 2. And we can repeat that pattern, that process, and basically we have to figure out how, first of all, and that's a whole different story within itself. So here we have a circle that's not even apparent or appearance, whatever that word is, here. And holy shit, right here. And all these, which is super cool, right? Just how it is here on the layer 1. But what I'm trying to get is I already have this red one here, right? This leaf. But I'm trying to get this secondary one here. And it's also confined within this circle here. So we know it's a perfect circle. So we would then need to create a perfect circle over here. And then we would need to create the same. I don't know if it ends here or goes beyond that. I think it goes beyond that. And then, yeah, see, because right here, you have that circle, right? And this is midpoint. So it's the circle. This is the midpoint. And but then it's astonishing and fascinating how this new shape is introduced here. And I don't even know where this comes from. So we have to make sure to implement that for the code, for the process, the continuation of this. I think it would be easier for me to do it online, especially with some powerful code. So I wouldn't get confused, and where I can just copy and paste the pattern over and over, almost perpetual, or never ending, without end, infinite. Okay, so we have. Okay, so yeah, specify the line. Okay, and then I'm trying to figure out this here, which I think I already did there, but then it has another one here, and then it repeats the whole process over again. So it can get very, very difficult and complicated, but nevertheless, thank God we have patience and we don't have nothing else, nothing better to do. So the whole pattern will repeat this way, and it will extend past this um, drawing board here. So that's when the internet would have been great, but I don't have it. Well, I do have it, but I would have to extend the drawing board, and I can't. I don't, at least not that I know of. Yeah, those capabilities are just not there right now, or those functions or whatever. But so how would we come up with a shape here? Okay, I can see a shape. Well, I'm not going to say I see a shape, but I see something that can be created. And okay, so what do we have? We have the two circles. Then we have fucking we have something like this, right? And I just seen it earlier. This is called a cylinder. 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 So this is the cylinder here, right? And basically all we would have to do is lift this up, lift this one up, and then so it would be like that, right? Like at the end of the day, it'll be a cylinder, kind of like a can soup. And then we would label it, put something here, or a soda bottle with the opening, right? So there's one right here. I'll use this pink color. Well, actually, I can't use this pink color. I'll use the red color. So there's this one. And if we lift this red one and this red one up, then, with the pink base, then it will probably create something. And just like the planner, I have a planner. And basically, they're just fucking around with the shapes, like with this. Um, and we could do this all day long, trust me. There's no right or wrong. We're just learning here. Just like this one here. See, they have layer 1, which creates the square here. Right there. And then it connects to form this one, right? So we have a 3D object now, or shape. So with something like this. And this time, I'm going to spin it this way. I'm going to turn it. So we can see here the circle, and then we see this pattern here. And we have to think outside the box because these are not shapes that we're accustomed to. That looks like a candy. Okay, so there's that. Like, think about this as a bowl, like a cereal bowl. And then this in here will be the bottom base. And I have this like geometry looking this geometry planter, and look at this one right here. It could have these shapes here. I mean, it will be difficult for us to build this and manufacture this, um with our hands or whatever, but with the internet we can easily do this. And then there's more right here. So that would be a super cool bowl because it will have these shapes and it'll be different. It's not what we're accustomed to. This is the like geometry with circles. See that? And that's like introducing a whole new design and everything just by us looking at these things here, these different geometry um shared designs, especially the ones in the crop fields, because they're basically sent to earth with a laser, electricity or something, and they're communicating with us, and they're sharing their crystal formation, their the like their shapes and how their world is formed. Not formed, but kind of like how we have crystal formation of squares, and there's a bunch of other images, and I can share them with you guys, but I can't share them through this video because I just don't have access to the internet right now. But there's a bunch of beautiful crystal formations of different elements here on Earth. There's gold, diamonds, there's a bunch of other stuff. So we would really need to, take the time to really think about all this stuff. But there's a lot of cool stuff here. Like this one here can be converted into a planter. And basically, what we would do is just allow an opening on the top here, right? And then we would put our plant right here. And we can sell that and share that with people we know. So it's the same thing with this up here. That's all it really comes down to. And we could even discover later on that this up here is actually more stronger than this over here. And then if that's the case, then we won't be really using this anymore in our vehicles and other inventions. You know, I mean, we could learn a lot, and we have to do this in an educational approach. This is not sci-fi. This is not something that we can't all understand. This is us learning from different shapes and objects and stuff like that, and thinking outside the box and creating a grid system like this.